Hello YouTube, and welcome to my October update for my dividend portfolio. Trading 2 has had some updates and layout slightly different. Don't really like it at the minute, but I am still getting used to it. So this sort of shows my top 10, and Rolls-Royce had a bit of a run, so that's come up. I've invested quite a bit of money in these two in my oil, so they're up. Reckitt Benckiser has had a bit of a run, so that's up. That's down in the form, and the other one's hold position. So a bit of a change this month in terms of my top 10. Looking at the month gone by, portfolio performance. So started quite strong at the beginning of the month. We had a bit of a dip here, and during that dip, I invested the £200 in at a nice little rise, and then oil stocks been having a problem, so I've stuck some money in Shell and GlaxoSmithKline here, and then pretty good run. And then towards the end of the month, we started another little bit of a decline. So I think I stuck another £100 in Shell here. And that went through, and then we sort of finished the month. So finished the month slightly down than what we started, but looking okay. Other new features. So now here's where you see run through my portfolio, but they've changed it so I can only see the pies now, and plus stuff that's not in a pie, which is handy really because I can show you how many individual pies are doing. So you can see that there, they're quite doing all right. And then I've got this new part here, which is like traffic lights, I suppose, of how your holdings are doing on the day. So if they're up or down, so green means up, red means down. So it's pretty good. So anyway, if I sort this now by name, this should put it back into, we can run through the portfolio for those who follow along, and you can just sort of pause it at anything you really want to see, and then we'll talk about some movers and shakers this month. Yeah, so oil's had a hard time. See, now we're down here. BP's down quite a bit. I didn't actually put, so last month I was putting like money in BP when that was down. But this month I've chosen not to because Shell was down. So you can see that oil's not having a good time. Caterpillar had a bit of a run. Got to like $400 middle of the month, but it's back down at 380, so not too bad. Anything else? Gladstone Land. I've been putting some money back into this one. Well, cause at the beginning I was doing like £1 a day. That was a ball ache, really. It's a bit of a challenge. So I've been doing like £10 every other day or something now, just to sort of balance out. But it's had a bit of a drop. So I'm at the point there trying to cost average that down. It's not going great at the moment. GlaxoSmithKline. So I've put £100 in it this month, just to bolster it up. I'm just preparing for what I'm going to do after these 5 years. So I've got another year to go on this one, and then what I'm going to do next. Sort of start forward planning for that, really. Banks had a bit of a run, I think, this month. The banking sector, yeah. The banking had a nice little run. That's the highest these have been for a long time. Back in 2018, they was at this sort of price level, so that's really good. Illinois Toolworks, I've made a decision I'm going to sell this. So I've took it out of a pie, so it sits there. I've set a target on it about $270, I think. I've got a sell thing on here at $270. So if that achieves that anytime soon, that will sell. Global Clean Energy, still badly down. Clinging on. I won't let that die just yet. What else has had a bit of a turn of events? Or any news to talk about? Nucor. It's having a bit of a hard time. Having a bit of drop there now this year. which I think is fair because it was overpriced for quite some time. Reality income's having on a bit of a drop this last month. Let's go to 1 month scale. So you can see it's had a bit of a drop. Again, if that drops below my average price here at $55, I'll put some more money in there. Rolls-Royce had a bit of a run actually. If you look at the month, it sort of got up to nearly £5.70 a share, which is good. That hasn't been that high since before COVID. So very much recovering there. Really happy with that. Shell, yeah. So I put in there twice this month. We had a drop down here to about £25 a share, up £100 in. It went up a little bit and then dropped down again. I'll put it in about here somewhere. It was just over £25. Went down a little bit lower, but since recovered a little bit. So oil stocks are not having a good time at the moment. Apart from that, pretty much a boring month after that. Nothing else to say. So let's pop over to the dividend tracker and see what dividends I've got this month. So this month, reflected, I've put £600 in the portfolio this month. So I've been saying all year, in October it normally drops, I save some money up. But unfortunately it didn't drop as I expected. So I ended up still using the money I'd saved up put in, but I'd only put it in oil stocks, GlaxoSmithKline and Gladstone Land was the extra money sort of bits and my normal investment. So still found some value in there, but £600, so that would give me an interest of £47, nearly £48. So let's have a look at the dividends I got. So the first up was AGNC, that paid me £1.57, so that's quite nice. Automatic data processing paid me 67p. Aviva paid out their final dividend for the year at £2.81. The Bank of Nova Scotia paid out £1.77. Cardinal Health paid me out 85p. Chubb paid me out 58p. Coca-Cola doing okay. They paid me out 65p, and Diageo also paid out their final dividend for the year and at £2.06. So thank God I got something from them. Franklin Resource there paid out £1.42, so very nicely there. Gladstone Land paid me out 79p, and that's because I've been buying quite a bit of it, so that's quite a massive jump for that. This way it'll be at £1 before I get to sell it. GlaxoSmithKline paid me out 95p, so that's going to be well over £1 next time round. Horizon, that's actually had a bit of a hard time actually. Share price, should have spoke about that really, but that's had a bit of a downfall. But still good dividend, still got good strong dividends from it at £1.38. Illinois Toolwork, this is one I've decided to sell, but that still paid me out 71p. JP, the iShares ETF, JP Morgan bonds paid me out 46p, which is low. Wasn't very happy about that. JP Morgan Chase itself actually paid me out £1.07. They're having quite a nice run at the moment. Kimberly Clark paid me out £1.11. That's due to the exchange rate really, more than anything. LTC Properties, a slight increase there. I'm not sure why it's up, maybe fluctuation, I don't know. £1.16, not going to complain. It's very good there. Main Street Capital is now up to 75p a month, which is pretty good. Mechatronics, this is one I'm going to sell as well eventually, but I'm running at a loss at the moment. But that paid me 81p. The first of my pick me ones, Pimco, I don't know what I call it pick me for. Don't know, I just always do. Kind of makes me laugh. Both of those bonds sort of pay me out 99p, £1.03, so steady they are. Quite like them. Prospect Capital paid me out £1.75, which is a massive amount, but I am because it's quite low at the moment. The share price on that is it's not a bad company, but the share price is really low. I'm putting a little bit extra money in there, so that will get to £2 really quickly, I think. Just trying to cost average down a little bit on that one. Reality Income paid me out £2.50, which is pretty good. And then Stag, my favourite monthly one for many reasons, paid me out 43 pence. Cisco paid me out 70 pence. And my 24 monthly select fund paid me out £1.32, which is pretty good. Getting down to the ends now, let's say my UK gilt paid me out 32 pence. And my US bonds, these are my Vanguard ETFs by the way, paid me out 57 pence. So they're disappointing me all over. VICI Properties paid me out £1.19. And last but not least, but Whitestone REIT paid me out 33 pence, giving me a total of £32.70. So what's that? It's about £15 less than the interest I've got in the ISA. In terms of where we are in the year, this is probably, even though I've had like February was quite low, but this was like the second poorest month I've had. A bit disappointed in that, really. Anyway, yeah. So what we on in the ISA? So we're now on a balance of 12,500. And on the investment value, I'm at 15,500, so 3,000 up really on the ISA. Getting a return of 22%, which is outstanding, really. Quite pleased about that. And my yield on cost, so that's the dividends I've had back versus the money I've invested, not including dividend invested, is 7.29%, which is really high. I was targeting about 5.5%. But my dividend yield on value, so that's the value of the portfolio, is now nearly at 6%. So again, even that's quite high. So I am sort of adjusting the portfolio slowly as I think about what I want to keep, what I don't. Probably knocking off some of the higher dividend ones and probably investing a little bit more in the lower dividend yielding ones just to get a bit of a balance. Not for the dividend yields, for the share price growth. So I've gone heavy on some and now I'm sort of balancing out a little bit. But like I say, capital growth this year's at 1,000, so that's good. It's not bad where I'm at with that. Let's go and have a look at my charts. Not too far, let's go up here. Like I say, this month, well, we did have a nice little trending upwards, but this month really sort of brought it down. Quite disappointing months in terms of dividend return that I was expecting, but yeah, not bad. Looking at whole companies as a whole, my top 5 is obviously BP, AGNC, then whatever that one is, Prospect Capital is number 3, Shell's number 4, and HSBC is number 5. So they're my top 5 in dividends. But as you can see, quite spread really now. You can see the high yield ones and the ones that got more money in are really starting to pull away from my dividend growth ones from down the bottom here. All in all, yeah, a little bit disappointed on the dividend front this month, but on terms of actual capital growth and fund value, I'm reasonably happy. Let's go over to the front sheet then. So this first chart shows dividends, actual dividend income per month, and then what the exponential growth line should look like. So you see last month I was well above it, and this month I'm well below it, but overall relatively happy where I am sitting. This chart then just shows my dividend year on year. So my first year, my second year, third year, this is my fourth year now. Looks like I've already eclipsed my last year's dividend total, which is pretty good. And this line just represents the capital growth per year. So really high in 21, 22 was a negative year in terms of most stock markets, but still actually made a little bit on it. Yeah, last year was pretty good, and this year's looking pretty good as well. It's not quite the same as 21, but we're getting closer. Right, how are we looking for my 50k in 5 years? We're going to be sitting at 11 years still, so not great. But in terms of where I'm at, pretty happy. Let's have a look compared to my targets I'd set. So I'd set £450 dividend, so I'm £40 short of that, which I should easily achieve with the last 2 months. I only need £30 a month from each one, and I've beaten it. My capital growth there set at 1,000. Sorry, is at 1,000. I predicted it would only grow by £426, so that's beating expectations. And my fund value currently is sitting just above target. So in terms of my scorecard, I'm looking green on the board, but anything can happen in the last 2 months. And that is it for this month. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, because it does help out. If you've got any questions or comments, then leave them below, and we can discuss. If you want to get into trading, all my pies are available to copy on the pie library on Trading 212. And if you sign up using my share link in the description below, you can get a free share worth up to £100. And I also get a free share. And at the end of the year, I sell those shares and donate the money to charity. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.